Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube. I thought this would be a really good idea for a video because I know I struggled with this so much when I was younger and when my family wasn't so accepting of my regression. So I hope this video helps you guys. Let's start simple with things like pacifiers. These can be extremely easy to hide, but also extremely difficult at the same time because you have to figure out not obvious places. A good place I always found when I had a closet when I was upstairs, I would hide my pacifiers, which these were the kind I had then. I would hide these in like my hoodie pockets that were hanging up inside of my closet, or even like at the top I had shoes. I would put them inside of a little like bag and put them inside my shoe so that nobody would look there to find them. Another good not obvious place is something called a junk drawer. A lot of people actually have these and some don't even realize they have one. If you just throw this in there, you have to be kind of careful so it doesn't break. If there's anything in that could puncture the nipple, make sure you put this inside of a little box or something that will protect it so it does not break or rupture. A junk drawer, because most parents aren't going to think to look through every single thing in your junk drawer. They're just going to open it, see, oh, this is just random stuff, and close it, unless they're extremely nosy. Another good place for passies is if your parents do not put away your laundry or do not do your laundry, maybe hide them inside of an underwear drawer, a sock drawer. Sometimes that might prevent them from looking in there because they already know what's in there, but if your parents do put away your laundry or do your laundry for you, that might be a little bit of a different situation for you. Okay, I used to have this box. It was a little locket box. I got it on Amazon for like $20 a couple years ago, and it had a little key, and only I could unlock it. And I would hide my things like my passies in there, or my passy clips. I would hide those all in that box, and I would slide it underneath my bed, and it was locked. So even if my grandma found it, she could not unlock the box without the key, and I carried that key on a necklace on me at all times. So that is also another cool way to hide them to where your parents can't touch them. If you have a deco passy that you are trying to hide, these are a little bit different. You can't just throw this into a drawer and expect it to stay in perfect condition. Most creators that make customs, they will send them in this little mesh bag. That is a good thing to keep it in. Or even a small box. Just put it inside that small box and put it in a drawer or something, just so you're not ruining the diamonds. Because I've had a couple that I've had previously that I'd made myself. I would throw them like in my drawer, and over time it would break down the glue and the little gems and things would pop off, and it made me really sad. So be careful with these if you just have a plain one or even like a baby-sized one like this, because I know a lot of closeted littles use stuff like this, so your parents don't find out you're getting things through the mail. These they will scratch, but they won't come apart like these will. I'm gonna get into things that are a little bit harder to hide, like bottles and sippy cups. These can be extremely easy but extremely difficult to hide at the same time. I never really had to hide these because my grandma, who was my guardian, I still live with her, but I am 18 now. But I never used to have to hide these. She knew that I used them. She didn't really care much. It was just a cup rather than the pacifiers were very weird to her. But I know of some places you could hide these. So I hope this helps you guys. Take it if you have UGG. Okay, example. Whoop, gone, and you can just set it down and it's inside of there if it has one of these protectors. If not, just wash it if you do that, because the fuzzies can get stuck on it and it's really gross. Another good place, if you have an empty shoebox, take that empty shoebox and fill it with your things like your bottles and your pacifiers and your little rattles and shakers and things. You can put them all inside of a random box, like a shoe box or an Amazon box, and it just looks like a box. But if you're scared of your parents going through it, that might not be a good option, because if they go through the whole box and everything's in there, then all of your stuff might be taken away. Again, I'm going to bring up the underwear and sock drawer. If your parents don't put away your laundry, that's a good place to put it, because some parents don't like to break that boundary. So when I had to hide my baby bottles, because she was never okay with bottles, she still isn't. It still weirds her out if I bring it upstairs, which I still have to clean, but I would hide these in my sock and underwear drawer because I did all my own laundry since I was around 12, so it wasn't abnormal for me to do it myself. She rarely ever went through there unless she was looking through my room because it was dirty, but she would never open the drawer and pull it out and take things out. If you have a small cute bag or backpack, you can put your things in there and hang it on a hook with all of your other things, or in your closet, or even putting things in your school backpack if your parents don't look through it. I used to, and still do, I still take a passy to school for if I have anxiety. It's not even for regression, it helps my anxiety as well. But I would hide things in there while I was at home, and then I would take them to school with me in my backpack so that I knew that my grandma couldn't take them away. I'm also going to get into how to hide dips or diapers. If you do not wear them, that's okay, but if you do, that is perfectly okay. I personally have for about 2 years now, and they have been a really big helper with my regression, and they make me feel safe, and I know they make a lot of other regressors feel safe. I used to keep mine. I had this box, but it was like a pretty box that I got from Michael's or something, and it had flowers all over it. I would lay them flat in there, and I would take a sweater or something and fold it and put over it and put some jewelry in there and make it not look like that was what was in there, so that if someone opens it, oh, it's just some clothes and some things, let me put this back. Dips are kind of a little bit harder to hide because they are a little bit more bulky and they're bigger, but it is possible. It is definitely possible. I also used to hide mine inside of my sock and underwear drawer at the very bottom. Every time I would get them or purchase them, I would take out all of my underwear and my socks, and I would push them towards the back, stack them and lay them outward like this, and divide them in half and have 2 even stacks, and then just push all my stuff against it so you couldn't see them. So if you pulled the drawer out, you couldn't even see them at all. They were in the way back. Things like teethers and rattles, you can hide all of those things the same way. Just like the passies and the bottles. The main thing is just be careful and be safe in your home. If you don't feel like you're going to be safe, if you have these things and get caught, maybe it's not such a good thing before you bring it to their attention if you ever do. I know it's very scary to come out as a regressor. For me, it backfired at first, but then eventually kind of just got to the point where my grandma wasn't so this is wrong, and more like, well, I'm not going to stop you because you're old enough to make your own decisions, but it's not something I necessarily agree with. Thankfully now, as you guys can see, I have a big tent over there, and there's things everywhere in my room that represent me as a regressor and as a person in general. And that's all because I'm in the basement now, and I'm not in a room upstairs, so my grandma isn't as accessible to come down here and look through my things. And even then, she doesn't do that anymore because I am of age. And this is for places to hide your onesies, if you have any. I only have one actual onesie that would be considered like a baby type onesie, and I got it on Amazon, and I ended up liking it at first, but it's not necessarily for me. I have severe body dysmorphia, and I don't do good with things that are very tight to my body at all. Even if I don't see it, I can still feel it's tight, and it makes me feel bigger. So I don't wear those type, but I do wear the type that have the arms and the zipper and the legs attached. Those are fine. And then the ones that have the buttons and the hoods that are characters. But good places to hide the baby type onesies, or even the animal type onesies, are just simply put them in a stack of clothes. If you are folding clothes or hanging them up in a closet, put it towards the back. If you hang your clothes up, put it towards the back of the closet, and then push your clothes against it so no one can see it if they're just opening up your closet. And if you fold your clothes, say you have a stack of clothes, you split it in half, you put the onesie in the middle, and then put the other clothes on top of it and put them away. Because more than likely, if your clothes are folded, your parents aren't going to be like, oh, let me go through my child's clothing to make sure none of it's not what I want them to wear. So other than that, honestly, you could put it in an underwear drawer. I know I go to that a lot, but that was the best place for me because I knew that my grandma wasn't going to invade my privacy that far. That's the best place for me, but also it could be different for you. I hope this video helped you guys out, and I will be back soon. giveaway coming up on my Instagram and my TikTok very soon. 30K giveaway on TikTok. I will be getting that ready very, very soon because we are close, and a 3,000 giveaway on Instagram, which I will be making a post about tonight. So I'm very excited to get that going. So I hope you guys have a good night. I'll see you later.